It is my profound privilege to present to you my interview with a World War II veteran. I want to first and foremost thank Mr. Irving Walker for being so gracious with your time. It's a privilege, honor, and a pleasure to be here, sir.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate it because people have to know that freedom is not free.
Thank you. I've got a few questions for you. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, here we go. So my first question is where were you, or what were you doing September 1st, 1939, when Germany invaded Poland, start of World War II?
Okay, I was in high school.
Okay.
Roosevelt did not want to go into the war. He did everything until the Japs bombed Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
Then all hell broke loose, and that's when we were all. So he took us right out of high school to go into the service and get ready and start preparing.
At 1941, when you...
41.
Okay. Okay. What branch of service were you in, and what was your job?
Okay, that was very interesting. I was assigned, first you go like to Fort Dix, but then we went to Camp Davis, North Carolina, and then we were first assigned to the 116th AAA Gun Battalion.
This is the
AAA Gun Battalion. The AAA stands for anti-aircraft, anti-tank, and artillery.
Okay.
So in other words, I could shoot
Very nice.
I could shoot at a plane, armor piercing on that shell. I could go through a German tank like a piece of glass.
Wow.
And as for artillery, we have it in writing, especially where they've had Americans captured or surrounded, and the French were our ally.
Yeah.
So they would call, and we would shoot 5 miles out and save troops from annihilation.
Wow, 5 miles.
5 miles out.
This is the book.
This is the actual book. Everything that you see here is all about our outfit.
Wow.
Everything you see, including all of these. A battalion chronology.
Oh, wow, look at that.
From 1943. Look at this. Whatever we talk about
this
is in writing, and I didn't write it.
That's right.
So whatever we talk about is there, and it's pure history.
All right, my next question for you is, where were you deployed?
Well, we started out in New Jersey.
Okay.
And then went to Camp Davis, North Carolina. And then once we do that, then we were assigned to the 116th AAA Gun Battalion, and then we started for that.
Where'd you go first in the European theater? Where'd you go?
First England. England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, until we were ready to go in for D-Day.
To D-Day, Normandy, yes. Yes.
And there were 5 beaches, you know that.
Yes. And Mr. Irving Walker, right here for D-Day, June 6, 1944,
right.
Utah Beach. That's where he went in at.
The gun was 9.5 tons.
Oh, it's heavy. That's extremely heavy.
Plus 14 men on a gun. So we traveled with the gun. When we got a move order, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Put the gun together, move it, unpack it, reassemble, and start shooting.
Wow. That's amazing. That is something.
It really is. But the fact remains, being little, and when I lecture, it's always funny. I pick the biggest guy I can find, and I ask him to stand up. As I went through the D-Day, Battle of the Bulge, ready to put a dig your wound. You know why? I stood behind the guy like he didn't even know. It starts with a laugh, so it's not a boring.
I try to make it's smart to do.
I try to make him laugh and give us a joke about it.
Yeah. Well, here's another question for Irving, and I think a lot of people might want to know this question. How did you cope with the fear and the stress?
That's very difficult, and very difficult to answer because of one thing. I must tell you this to answer your question. When we got Rommel wanted to put mines into the ground. And putting mines into the ground, when they drafted, we liberated a Holocaust camp. Did you know that?
I did not know.
We liberated I got pictures to show you. Gardelegen. But just to give you an idea, they drafted these people, and when they drafted Germans, they put them into the army or Navy. When they drafted civilians for any reason, they needed mines into the ground.
Dangerous job for that.
Yeah, but is it there? But they didn't care.
They didn't care, exactly.
You get killed here, well, I kill you in the camp. So that's how it started with the Holocaust. 2,400 camps, and I've got a list of every single one of them to do that. But the fact remains that's how it started. Now, picture this, you talk about guts and nerve and why I was maybe celebrate a little bit. When we got a march order, go to the next position. Guys sitting in this position, officers with the pap, pick out a spot, okay, that's where you're going. I would get there, I'd have to take a jeep and go tell my sergeant to get the guns in order.
Mm-hmm.
So I would go to the new position, because when they were coming, I'd have to position gun 1, gun 2, gun 3, gun 4, get myself all set so we can start firing.
Okay.
When I got to those fields with big signs, Achtung Minen.
Yeah, landmines,
What the hell do you do?
Yeah.
But when you talk about being afraid, and you talk about not knowing that you're going to live or not,
Right.
but you got a job to do. Unless you have an experience that you came close to something to compare, and we use the same phrase, but for the grace of God go I.
Yeah.
But it's so true.
It is.
It's so true, but people don't realize that.
Right.
But me getting there and doing that, it's unbelievable.
Right.
To that point.
I think I know the answer to this question, but I'm asking anyways.
Go ahead.
Any specific battles or moments that stand out for you?
No. They're all alike to the point of, well, I shouldn't say that, the Battle of the Bulges.
I thought you were going to say D-Day.
No. D-Day, I think we were too new for D-Day.
Okay.
And you're on a boat, you're coming off the boat, they're shooting at you.
Yeah.
everybody's hollering, get off on the beach, you're a victim.
Right.
Off the
Get
beach,
off the beach
you're
quick
a
as you,
warrior.
yeah. Okay.
That's all they kept saying.
Okay.
So we were all, I won't say enthused, I won't say we weren't afraid, because we were. But the Battle of the Bulge was worse.
Mm-hmm.
It was the worst winter they had. You have to dig a hole and crawl into a hole.
Wow.
With that. And shovel the snow away, get rid of the snow,
Mm-hmm.
and get into that thing, and never knowing whether you're going to come out alive or not.
Yeah, this is a time of late 1944 when you guys are starting to completely turn it.
Absolutely turning.
Mm-hmm.
The tanks. So we were destroying tanks, we were destroying boats, and we would go by wherever there were bridges to protect the men, because they would bomb out the bridges so we couldn't get there.
Yeah.
So we had to protect the men.
Were they doing the scorched earth thing then?
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Okay, that basically they were just destroying everything on their way back.
On the way back.
Yeah. So speaking of that, with the Germans on the retreat now, did you ever make it to Hitler's bunker in Berlin?
No, I was very lucky to get into Berlin, and this is important. The Americans stopped at the Elbe River.
Okay.
The Russians went into Berlin. That was politically set up to take the glory and the power, whatever, that's politics.
Yeah.
They were very rough, the Russians were very rough on the Germans.
Yeah, the Germans rather catch it by you guys than catch it by them.
Yeah. Anybody who could speak German, the Jewish language, Yiddish,
yes,
is a derivative of German. That's an interesting point. I went into Berlin.
So you got to speak a little bit?
I can speak it now a lot. When I had spoke German, I couldn't understand what they were saying.
Deutsch, yes.
But they did any damn thing I wanted at that time.
Right.
So this became very handy at that point. You do what I tell you or else.
Yeah.
So that was basically it. But the German, I laugh about that because it makes a good laugh.
Yeah.
Good story.
Oh, yeah.
Because when I held that to their head and clicked it a few times, they knew exactly what I was talking about.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't have to say too many words.
All right, so my next question is, since there's a European front and one in the far east, where were you when the Germans surrendered, and then where were you when Japan surrendered? Do you remember what you're doing?
Still in Europe, and then we hit deactivation camps.
Yes.
Because don't forget, it was a big job to deactivate
all the
troops.
Yes.
Not only the troops, but the trucks. All of the supplies.
Right.
But because of the French giving us the exact direction, I could shoot 5 miles out at that time. People on the other end were giving the directions.
Wow, 5 miles.
5
miles. That's a lot. That's very far.
With that shell.
Yes. I'm going to show that shell after, yes.
Yeah, and a 90-minute, that's the size of the gun.
My final question is, it's not actually a World War II question, but I think a lot of viewers, including myself, would like to know, what is the key to longevity?
I'm going to say, thanking God. Because really and truly, like I said before, unless you get into a situation where it's, but for the grace of God go I, you can't even imagine what it is to be surrounded, to be shot at, to dig a foxhole into the ice and snow.
Yeah.
Never know if you're gonna crawl out, come out in the morning.
Right.
To do that.
Yeah, that's
but
something. A lot of us can't even fathom that. We cannot.
No, and going through it you can't either. But you do it because that's orders.
Yeah.
You follow orders.
Yeah. Wow.
And you put your life and soul into it. There were more dead Americans when we hit that beach than I've ever seen.
Wow.
With it.
Right.
And going along and men getting killed alongside of it.
Yeah.
Or getting shot and falling.
Right. Yeah.
And you had orders. You could even coming in on the invasion. You can't stop to help. Because then you become a victim.
Yeah.
The men who brought us in, the Higgins boats, their orders were to pick the men up, take them back out, take them to the doctors or hospital or whatever they could. But you are not yet ordered. Don't you stop.
Well, that's for your safety.
For your safety.
Yeah.
Plus the fact that you can't get to. You had a job to do to get to the spot.
Yeah.
But that's what we went through to that point. See people right there and just say, "Holy God,"
Yeah.
And yet, don't do it. You gotta go.
Right. Well, Mr. Irving Locksman's kind enough also to bring some of his toys, paraphernalia, we can call them, and we're going to take a look at that next. Thank you so much for your time, Irving. I super appreciate it.
It's absolutely my pleasure. Really and truly,
Oh, one more thing. Show them what this is right here. What are you wearing there,
sir?
This
is the French Legion of Honor. I was honored.
Look at that. So this is Mr. Irving Locker's entrenching tool, and he dug quite a few foxholes with this.
Absolutely.
So this is really neat. This is so I have one made from Glock, but it's not as nice. But I keep my Jeep just in case someone gets stuck somewhere. But this is nice right here.
Yeah, that's it.
So this is Mr. Irving Locker's dagger, and look at it has brass knuckles on it. Look at that. So if someone being a German jumped in your hole with you, this would be your choice
that's your choice.
Weapon of choice right here. Here's another item that Mr. Irving Locker used when he would shoot down a plane, right? Then he would see capture the pilot if he was alive or not, and then he would strip the plane of everything.
Strip the plane of all information.
And then this guy right here
would finish
the job. And here's a better shot of the gun that Mr. Irving Locker used. The size of that thing. And have a look at this one right here. Remember Irving came in D-Day, Utah Beach. This is a nice overshot of where he came in at. Here's a couple of his medals here. This is General Patton there, and this is the Utah Beach.
Utah Beach.
And this is all the stuff he brought. But we already took a look at a little bit of it, but check out all this stuff out. This is a living history right here in the making. Wow. 80 years plus. And this here, sir, this is something you actually wore, correct?
Yeah, I wore that, yeah.
It's pretty heavy, too.
Yeah, it's a 3-pound helmet.
Wow.
But the fact remains that you have to show them the same way. Pull it out. This is the liner that fits your head. But basically, this is how we washed, this is how we shaved, this is how we brushed our teeth. This is the pot we used to put water in. So for comparison,
Mr. Irving Locker here is holding a 9mm, and I'm holding this big bad boy. This is what he was shooting. We're wrapping up here with Mr. Irving Locker, and I again have to say I've learned so much. I'm a big World War II history buff.
Good.
And you taught me a lot more than I would learn from my history books.
Okay.
You really have, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate your graciousness with your time. And one more question for you, if I may. Any advice for the youth that are maybe think about joining the military? And
yeah, I'm a key on that. I think everybody should go in to the service, all young men, because if you do something wrong in the military, you get punished.
Mm-hmm.
No, not punished. I don't care if it's peeling potatoes or cleaning the bathroom, whatever it is. Yeah. Something different that you wouldn't do. And I hope you don't get that.
Yeah.
I hope you're not punished
to
the point of, hey, that's wrong. You take orders, you give orders, and you live as a team. And I hope you don't live as a team, you live as an individual.
Yeah. I want to thank you again so much, Mr. Irving Locker. My friend, we're friends, right?
Absolutely, no question about it.
That is so awesome. This has been such a pleasure.
And for me, because again and again, I get a chance to do what God wants me to do.
Yeah.
Show people what it is, and what people went through, what we went through.
Yes.
And not me so much as everybody.
Yeah. Wow. I gotta say, besides my cancer awareness videos, this might have been the most consequential video I've ever made, in my opinion. Thank you so much, Mr. Irving Walker. God bless you. Please like and subscribe. Take care. Until next time. Hey, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider becoming a channel member. If you already are one, thanks for the support. Let's grow this together.